With me today Swami Swatmaramananda ji Maharaj. Maharaj is from Johannesburg and Maharaj is looking after the work of Ramakrishna Mission order there. So now he is involved in the construction of a new temple over there. So Maharaj, can you tell me about the Ramakrishna movement in South Africa?
Yes. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Indians went to South Africa in 1856 as indentured labourers. The British took them there. So the first ship called Truro carried people from Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, and also some more ship later on went from there. Then a lot of ship carried people from UP, Bihar, and to some extent very little from Bengal, from Kolkata. So they all went there. They worked there in the sugarcane fields, in the mines, in the railway, laying the railway tracks. So they had to work there in very bad conditions. Then they started working hard there, building up their own schools and other things, facilities for their next generation. Slowly started getting education and coming up in their life, settling there. So now they have completed 160 years there. In 1994 or so, the British or the apartheid regime gave them the freedom there. Now you can see Indians are in very good position, well educated, but they had to undergo a lot of problems there. So how did Ramakrishna movement enter into South Africa? Ramakrishna Ashrama started its movement in Mauritius. From there, the literature started spreading into South Africa. Swami Vivekananda himself had asked people, the members there, to send people to South Africa, and the movement of Ramakrishna literature and other things will spread fast. But somehow, due to various reasons, Ramakrishna movement couldn't enter there so quickly. But there was one person called Dhanagopal Naidu, who was from Newcastle in South Africa, who somehow got the book of Ramakrishna and started practicing spirituality there in his own way. So, though he was in a very poor condition, he used to work there. He had little education, maybe up to his matriculation or some higher studies, but he had to work hard, collect money from other people. With great difficulty in a ship, he came to Bombay, and when he reached to Bombay Ramakrishna Ashrama, there Revered Swami Bhuteshananda Ji Maharaj helped him to go to Belur Math and arranged for the initiation. There he got the Mantra Diksha, spiritual initiation, by Revered Virajananda Ji Maharaj, who was the disciple of Holy Mother. So after that, he went to Himalayas and took Mantra Diksha from Revered Purushottomananda Ji Maharaj, who was the disciple of Swami Brahmananda, the direct disciple of Ramakrishna. After getting sannyasa and serving Swami Purushottomananda there in Vasishtha Gufa on the bank of Ganga in Himalayas, he came back to South Africa. He had deep desire to come back to South Africa and spread spirituality there. So he had a very grand welcome in South Africa. Wherever he used to go, people used to gather in large numbers, and they used to learn from him a lot about spirituality, because Indians who had gone there, they had so much of deep desire to come back to India and get their roots. So since Dhanagopal Naidu, who had got the sannyasa name at the time as Nishchalananda, so they were happy to receive him and get spiritual knowledge from him. So the movement of Ramakrishna Ashrama spread very fast there. So he had a unnatural death in a very short age of 34 or 35. Then after that, his disciple, Swami Shivpadananda, was also a great soul, who continued that movement. He too spread Ramakrishna literature and the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi and Vivekananda all through South Africa, built ashramas there. He had two disciples, Swami Premananda and Swami Shardananda. So now the present person who is living there in South Africa is Swami Shardananda. He gave this whole setup of Ramakrishna ashramas, which was built by Shrupadananda and Nischalananda, and transferred it to the order in the 2000. After 2004 or so, it was taken over to the order, and from then onwards, Sharda Prabhananda, he got the name Sharda Prabhananda from the order. His name was changed from Shardananda to Sharda Prabhananda. He was made the member of our order. Then the order is now doing the work there in South Africa. We have not only the spiritual, socio-cultural work there. Ramakrishna Ashrama, from the beginning, it's doing as its tradition goes by in the area of education, in the area of medicine. So there are a lot of health camps, hospitals and other things being run there. So a lot of service activities are taking place there. So Ramakrishna Ashrama has been given the status of non-profit organization, and another thing is service organization. So all over South Africa, the wonderful service is being done, but the center, the main center is situated in Durban, and Phoenix, Sharda Prabhananda, the local Swami, lives there. Now Ramakrishna Ashrama is sending the Swamis from India to go and do the work there. Swami Sumanasananda is now the head of Durban center there. I have been sent to South Africa in 2017 to Durban. I stayed there. I worked there with Sumanasananda in that center. Later on, Belormet has asked me to go and start a center in Johannesburg. So it's a sub-center of Phoenix Ashrama, where Sharda Paramananda is heading. So now we are in the process of building a new ashrama there. The devotees there have purchased 2 acres of land, and we are in the process of building the temple and then the ashrama and other facilities there.
Yeah, Maharaj, tell me about the ashrama. What are the facilities ashrama will provide to the devotees there?
So, as is a tradition of the Ramakrishna Ashrama, doing service to the poor people is also a very important aspect. We spread spirituality, we spread education, and together with that we are doing the service of the poor people in the sector of the medicine. We are distributing medicines to the poor people, to different hospitals, hospice, and we are also giving provisions, hampers to the poor people going to their different slum areas. Then not only that, in the name of Mother Sharda Devi, we have started women empowerment program too. Then children's education. Then finally we are into spreading the Hindu culture. We are conducting examination about Hinduism. So all these activities are taking place in our centers there. In Johannesburg, there was no center, there was just a sub-center conducted by the devotees. Now Belormet has decided that we should start a center there, which is a financial capital. So now I have been sent there to start a new ashram. The devotees have purchased 2 acres of land, and we are in the process of building a temple, a ashrama complex, and an auditorium and other facilities for the service.
How it will impact the inhabitants over there, Maharaj? This temple, how it will serve them?
Yeah, first of all, it will cater to the need of spiritual life, and other than that, we have made preparations for the relief work wherever there is some necessity. Then we go to different hospitals, orphanages, take care of those people. So we make centers here, we bring in people, we can take care of the medical facilities of the different people, whatever problems they have. So the center is being prepared for all these activities. So we also go to different places where the poor people live and take all those facilities from our center. So making this place as a center. So we bring people there. Also we go to those different places and conduct all these medical activities and the distribution of the hampers, provisions and all other activities, so service activities.
Maharaj, one question. Indians over there are migrated long before. They are fourth and fifth generation over there. Do you feel they are connected with their roots or their spiritual or the religious or ritualistic life of Hinduism?
Very much, very much. Most of them are very much deeply rooted and they are interested in learning more of Indian culture and Hinduism because they don't have it. In India, we take it for granted, we have everything around us, but they do not have it. So they are very eager to learn. So they take it very seriously and they have a lot of sincerity in learning whatever they are taught, and they will also practice it very sincerely. Because I stay there, I work with them, I can feel that sincerity of those people to learn our ethos and our culture. And we not only work amongst the Indians, we also work amongst the any poor groups, whether they are Christians, whether they are Muslims, whether they are blacks, irrespective of the color, creed, and even we are working amongst even the poor whites too.
Okay, Maharaj. My last question is you have served Bangalore ashram for a long time and you are in Johannesburg for the last few years. So, what is the basic difference you find between Indians over here and Indians over there? Any two, three specific point you can say,
Yeah,
or one?
as I have told you in the beginning, Indians have settled there since 1856. So over this long period of time and also under the apartheid regime for a long time, they have taken a lot of Western culture into their atmosphere. So most of them, though they are Indians, their training is Western and everything is, they have forgotten their mother tongue, they mostly speak English, but they have deep-rooted liking and practices of Hindu culture too. So you can see the amalgamation. Outwardly, you will see them as westernized, but inwardly, in their houses, they are deep-rooted Hindus.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable time and opinion about your, in South Africa journey. This is Madhvi Shri from Bangalore, Ramkishan Math.